We have been following the story of Tori Sandoval, a very sad story, the 2-year-old girl who was killed after being removed from her foster parents' care and returned to her birth parents. Those birth parents both charged with murder. They're in court this morning for arraignment. We go to the court, the Pomona Superior Court.
That's a stepdad, by the way,
yes.
we were just showing.
And Robin Sachs, who's been all over this case from the beginning, is there. Robin, good morning. What's going on?
Good morning. Hi, Steve. Actually, with me right now, I have Manny Garcia, who is the Deputy District Attorney who's handling the case. He is the one who filed second-degree murder charges against the biological parents who they are alleging are responsible for the murder of 2-year-old Tori Sandoval, who was returned from foster care to the biological parents only to end up dead some months later. And Manny Garcia, today here in court, there was the arraignment, and the arraignment was continued. Very frustrating for the family to have the case being continued till June 5th. Manny's going to explain to us a bit as to the delay. Manny?
Well, the basis for the delay is some discovery is still outstanding, that discovery being about 2 boxes of documents from the Department of Children and Family Services. The reason these documents have yet to be turned over to the defense is because you're dealing with minors. Records dealing with minors have an extra layer of protection that most of us have, and that requires the approval of the presiding judge of the juvenile court to give you access to those documents. So even though we have a criminal prosecution pending and the defense are entitled to discovery, they have to fill out the form and go through the proper procedures to get access to those records. They're available. I'm just waiting for approval to hand those documents over to them.
Is that frustrating for you at all?
Well, unfortunately, that's something that we're used to with some of the hoops that one must go through in the criminal justice system. It is frustrating, but we expect delays of this nature with cases when second-degree murder charges are filed.
And Steve, you may remember yesterday we were talking about the cases and the studies that were shown in terms of the secrecy in the child care system and foster care system in terms of the exposure and disclosure for records. And this is just a case in point where here you have a dead child who presumably doesn't need privacy rights anymore, yet a court, another judge in an entirely different courtroom needs to make a decision as to whether this court can go forward in the prosecution by giving up those records.
And of course, we always say the first responsibility of any society is to protect children. And you question whether that's happening or not.
Well, obviously it did.
Right. I mean, you see, you obviously have a delay on one side and delay on the other side, and delay due to records, and everyone's saying privacy. Meanwhile, the DA has the boxes sitting there right there in his office. The case can go forward, and the delay is only going to help the defense attorneys in this case, not the prosecutors.
Robin, did you see the parents? Have you seen them? I've not seen pictures of these two that are on trial for their child's murder. Do you see them walking in? Are they under custody, like protective custody?
You know what, actually, you can see the mom, Jennifer, her hair was more coiffed. She looked better than any defendant that I've ever seen in court. Her hair beautifully pulled back, almost looked like she's had her eyebrows tweezed or waxed if she found a way to find wax in custody. She certainly looked darn good, although she was claiming that she's been diagnosed with anemia and she wanted thermals to wear under her jumpsuit.
All right, Robin Sachs, thank you so much. 9:06 right now.
Thank you.